Hey guys, it's Sam, and today I'm going to do a book chat on reading hyped books. So today I want to talk about the reading of hyped books that have a existing fandom. So not the books that are brand new and hyped, and you know, the Twitter train is going crazy and they're very hyped and everyone's just reading them freshly new for the most part. Like, not that. I'm talking about books that have an existing fandom. So Harry Potter, The Hunger Games, the Cassandra Clare Shadowhunters world, the Throne of Glass books, these giant mega fandoms that if you're on the internet and you're in the book part of the internet, you've probably heard things about these series over and over and over again. Game of Thrones is another one that comes to mind. Like these kind of like juggernaut, giant fandom hyped series. So I started thinking about this because I recently read Clockwork Angel. I do have my review coming up for that very, very soon. So look forward to that. This is the first book that I've ever read by Cassandra Clare, and I have no interest in any of her other series. I just wanted to read the Infernal Devices. So I go into this knowing that it's super, super hyped. And I got so many comments and likes on my updates on Goodreads and on my reviews and stuff. Like, people had so many opinions, and I had to tell people, don't ask me about it while I'm reading it, because like, don't ask me about it while I'm reading it. I can't tell you how I'm feeling. Like, just chill out. You're stressing me out. So I really had to like warn people to take a step back and like don't message me about it all the time, because I knew that people would. People still did, even with that warning. So it was like, it's very overwhelming to read when you have this existing fandom wave that is always threatening to knock you over and drown you. But what people don't seem to understand about this, or they just seem to forget, is that when you're reading the first book in a series, the reader is not going to have the same love for it that you, as a member of the fandom for years, who's read every single book in the series, is going to have. That's not fair. Like, if somebody is just reading The Philosopher's Stone for the first time, and you're bombarding them with all this stuff about them, and just wait, blah, 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 just wait for this character, whatever, it's not fair, because you've had 7 books, you've had 8 movies, and then all the Fantastic Beasts stuff. Like, you've had so much stuff, and fan fiction, and all these things, and years to be immersed in it. That cannot compare to the one little sliver with the one book that they're reading, and you are setting them up for failure. You are setting them up to not like the book, you're setting them up to be overwhelmed, and it's just like, it's not fair. So, and then people get a lot of judgment when they read the first book in a series that's super, super hyped, and people are like really disappointed because they maybe not, that person doesn't like it. And they're like, why can't you not like it? It's so amazing, blah, blah. You're thinking about the series as a whole being like so amazing. Yes, you have all the character arcs to look at, and all the progress and the character development, all that stuff, and all the twists and turns. That is not contained in this one book. That's not fair. So bombarding people with it is really overwhelming. And even if you don't bombard people, even if people aren't a part of like book reviews and on Goodreads and stuff like that, if they at all are a part of fandom life, have maybe a Tumblr or something, and they've seen stuff, you just go into it with like this different feeling to it. Like, you're going in not completely blind to it, and it's an odd feeling. So for example, when I was reading Clockwork Angel, I already had just working knowledge of some of the things about the Shadowhunter world. So I knew a lot of the character names, particularly last names, that were important, that I knew were like the names of some of the other characters in the Mortal Instruments, even though I didn't read any of that. I knew like what the markings on them meant and stuff like that, and I knew who they were before, you know, we got to them. So I knew like they were angels and all this stuff that I feel like maybe you wouldn't know if you didn't have that kind of fandom background. And I also know there were things that if I had read the Mortal Instruments would have been more important to me. You know, like, I was in this in-between where like it wasn't super important to me, but I wasn't completely blind to it either. So it's a weird kind of in-between to be in, where I see things and I'm like, I should care about that. There was a part where one of the characters had like a bird symbol, and I know that vaguely is like a family symbol kind of thing. It's like a hint that was dropped. And I'm like, okay, I know it's important, but like, I don't really know why. And everyone's probably like, that's why you should have read the Mortal Instruments, but I don't want to. Okay? So it's this weird, like, working knowledge of stuff. And like, I knew Magnus Bane, when he came around, was like a thing. Like, he's a really beloved character. But like, I also didn't have, you know, previous connections to him beyond just knowing that he's an amazing bisexual character who's going to be around and be fabulous. So like, it's weird. It's weird. And and a lot of times I will get into things, especially really hyped fandom things, because I see a lot of stuff about it on like Tumblr or something. I've gotten into a ton of TV shows because I've seen really great GIFs and been like, I need to watch that. Or read books because I've seen really good photo sets and been like, that looks like my thing. You know, so like fandoms can be great and that hype can be great, but at the same time it's kind of like, it's really hard to read these things, like especially the first book in something, when people have this like preconceived, it's become its own kind of monster. Like it's its own animal. Like all the big ones, Harry Potter, Throne of Glass, Hunger Games, whatever. Like it's insane. So it's a really weird thing to be kind of participating in. It makes me like a little like, because now I just want to marathon the series just to kind of get it over with, because I don't want people to be like bothering me about it. I don't want people to be asking about it, and I just want to be able to like talk about it as a whole. I was even hesitant to do my review and discussion of the first book now, because I don't want people hinting at me about spoilers, which I know is probably going to happen anyway, but I know that like people will be like, well, it's not a spoiler, but it's like, well, you hinted enough that I kind of know like things, you know? So I'm hesitant about that, and it's just like, I just want to marathon read it. And it is really easy to marathon read, obviously. They're really easy books to get into. But I feel really similar to that with some of the other series that I've gotten into. It's just like, I just want to like read them as fast as possible so I can catch up to where the fandom is, so I know what they're talking about, because there is this huge hype and I want to know why. And I want to know if I agree with it. So yeah, reading hyped, huge fandom books can be an anxiety-producing activity. And it's not, again, people are going to be like, well, why do you let the fandom bother you? Because fandoms are bothersome. Like, if someone's bombarding you with stuff, it's very hard to just, like, be like, you know, and not be affected some way by it, whether you're very, like, turned off by it, or whether you're really excited about it, or whether that makes you, like, anxious. I don't care if people disagree with my thoughts on the books. Like, that's not, I never care about that, obviously. But it's just, it's like, I don't want to, it's exhausting, really, is what it is. Like, I'm tired most of the time. And adding on that, just like the constant questions and how are you feeling and what are your theories, and it's just like, I know you guys are excited, and it's exciting that you're excited. I'm excited for you. This is exciting. But like, give me a chance to breathe. So yeah, those are my thoughts thus far on reading hyped book series that have giant nostalgic fandoms. Like, it's a lot. I feel like you're never gonna compare if you weren't some of the original people, or you just read it without knowing about the fandom. Like, your experience is never going to be the same. It's always going to be like kind of tainted by the fandom, by the pre-existing knowledge, by people's opinions, by knowing how hyped it is. Like, that's always going to affect people no matter how hard you try to make it not. So cut some people some slack, yo, myself included, because it's tough. Like, so a lot of times, like I said, you get into stuff because it is so hyped, and because you want to see what the hype is about, see if you agree and all this stuff, and then it's just, it's exhausting. Thankfully, the Infernal Devices is only 3 books, which is part of the reason why it's the only one I want to read. I don't want to read the rest of them. I'm tired. Like, shorter series are much easier. I can't, ooh man. If it was like 6 books, no. So comment down below and let me know what you think of reading hugely hyped books, what your experience have been, have they been positive or negative. Let me know your thoughts on that. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see all of you guys soon. Bye!